Hello, dear students. So, here we bring to you the second lecture for the amendments in income tax for November 2020 exam. Right? We are discussing everything for previous year 1920. The first lecture was covering all the amendments of house property. This is going to cover the most important part, that is the amendment in the surcharges and how it is going to affect the rate of the taxes. Okay. And then there are some amendments in the deductions also. So every video you'll be getting a new concept, well explained very slowly. So if you like it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so that you get all the updated videos related to income tax and accounts. Okay. So there are some amendments. I'll just share the screen for all of you. So there are some amendments related to surcharge, which is very, very important. So before that, our financial year is 2021. Previous year is 1920 and assessment year is 2021. Okay. So for this, let us see all the slab rates and everything, so that in connecting way you will follow amendments in the surcharge also, right? And that is going to affect the maximum marginal rate. So very important point to cover up for your MCQs and tax calculation problems. Okay, so here we go. For individuals, HUFs, AOP, BOI, the slab rate, that is up to below 60 years, it is up to 2,50,000, it is nil. If the total income is 2,50,000, then up to 5 lakhs. On this next 2,50,000, it is 5%. From 5 lakh to 10 lakh income, that is on the next 5 lakhs, it is 20%. And above 10 lakhs, it is 30%. So if my income is 13 lakhs, we are not calculating 13 lakhs into 30%. It is in slabs. In slabs, my 13 lakhs income will be parted in slabs. So out of 13 lakh, first 250 nil, next 250 5%, next 5 lakhs 20%, and above the 10 lakhs it is 30%. Very important point to remember here is there is no 10% tax rate as of now. Okay. Now coming to senior citizens, all the slab rates and all is same, except that senior citizens, the basic exemption limit is not 250, it is 3 lakhs. So 3 lakhs to 5 lakhs. The first slab on the 2 lakhs, it is 5%. 5 lakh to 10 lakhs, it is 20%. Above 10 lakhs, it is 30%. Super senior citizens who are 80 years and above, 80 years will be covered here, 60 years covered here, 59 years here. So 80 years and above, the basic exemption is 5 lakh. If income exceeds 5 lakh to 10 lakhs, on the next 5 lakhs directly 20%, and above 10 lakhs it is 30%. Okay, a very minute point given here is our financial year is 1920. So anyone celebrating 68th birthday, 60 years are over in the financial year, will definitely come in the second category, that is senior citizen, basic exemption 3 lakhs. But if they say, this is the provision of the act, it says if the resident whose 68th birthday falls on 1st April 2020, it would be treated as senior citizen for 1920 and he would be eligible for all the exemptions, because person born on 1st April would be considered to have attained a particular age on 31st March itself, right? So these are all minute points to take care of the slab rates. Then slab rates, we are, before I go to the slab rates and all for other entities, this was for AOP, BOI, individual, HUF. Now resident individual, what is the basic income and exemption? 2,50,000. This senior citizen, okay, senior citizen, this benefit is given only to resident senior citizen. So if a non-NRI is coming to India and earning income and he is of 70 years, still for him the basic exemption will be 2,50,000. So the additional exemptions up to 3 lakh, up to 5 lakh, this benefit is given only to resident senior citizen and resident super senior citizen. I hope this is clear. Then we have a wonderful concept of rebate. If the resident individual's income is up to 5 lakhs, then you calculate the tax. And from the tax, don't add the surcharge and ECES, just the tax calculation. A rebate is given maximum up to 12,500. Till last year it was 3,500 and other limits and all. But right now for financial year 1920, if the total income of the SSC is up to 5 lakhs, then he will get a rebate of maximum up to 12,500 under section 87A. Now, not to do the silliest of mistake, either you will have rebate if your income is less than 5 lakhs. If your income is above 50 lakhs, you will be covered under surcharge. So both will not come together. And very important amendment is from this financial year 1920, long-term capital gain on shares, which was earlier fully exempt. Long-term capital gain on shares, listed shares, wherein STT is charged, it was fully exempt. Now from this year it is going to be taxable. I'm going to cover it in the special incomes. So on that long-term capital gain covered under 112A, rebate is not allowed. Other than this, any income, if the income is up to 5 lakhs, you get a rebate under section 87A, right? There are quite debatable and in-depth points I have given. So any queries you have, do put it in the comment box or mail us on my mail ID, and do check up all the videos. It really takes a lot of efforts to make this material, especially for these videos. This is not our routine class material. So making the material, getting ready, at least editing the videos for 3 to 4 times, just to give you all the benefit and updates so that you prepare well for the upcoming exam, right? Now for firm, LLP, local authority, we have a flat rate of tax. Flat matlab there are no slabs. It's like flat rate of 30%. For companies, okay, if it is domestic Indian companies, then actually the tax is 30%. Foreign companies, it is 40%. But domestic company in the previous year 17 and 18, if their turnover is less than equal to 400 crores, then subject to some conditions, their tax rate is 25%, right? Cooperative society up to 10,000, it's 10%, 10 to 20,000, 20%, above 20,000, 30%, right? Now the most important part, that is special incomes. When you calculate tax, you have to calculate on normal income slab rates, on special income special rates. So what are those special rates? So 112 long-term capital gain other than shares, that is on property, jewelry, land, plot, long-term capital gain 20%. On equity shares or units of equity linked, these saving schemes, mutual funds and all, then long-term capital gain up to 1 lakh is exempt. Beyond 1 lakh, it is taxable at 10%. So even if your long-term capital gain is 1,30,000, 1 lakh is exempt, and on 30,000 the tax is 10%. Short-term capital gain, other than shares and all, it's covered under routine slab rates. Short-term capital gain on shares, it is covered under flat 15%, provided they are listed, STT is paid, right? A special separate video I'll have to make for taxation of capital gain, where you get unutilized basic exemptions and other benefits also. All the casual income, lottery, betting, gambling, horse races covered under 30%. Under section 115 BBDA, income by way of dividend exceeding 10 lakhs, that is dividend from Indian companies, it is exempt because companies are paying what? Corporate dividend tax. So this dividend is exempt in the hands of shareholders up to 10 lakhs, and remaining will be taxable at 10% in income from other sources. Now, you know, all these terms are very common: unexplained money, investment, expenditure. These are called as undisclosed income, which are caught up in raid and search and survey. When they are taxable at 60% along with surcharge and ESES. So actually, putting together, the rate goes up to 78%. Now, by the end of this topic, okay, I'm going to surcharge, but we should know that tax is calculated on total income. From gross total income, we give deductions ATC to ATU, and on total income, you are calculating the tax. Surcharge is calculated on tax. I'm repeating, tax is calculated on total income, surcharge is calculated on tax, and ESES 4% is calculated on tax plus surcharge, right? That goes for the education facility of the children, Saksharta mission and all. So now most important part for all of you, look at this. There's change in the surcharge rates for till last year. Individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP, they all had surcharges only up to 15%. To more slabs they have added now. Surely they will ask this question. And this is very important for calculation of marginal relief also, right? So individuals, HUFs and all, if the income exceeds 50 lakhs and it is less than or up to 1 crore, surcharge is 10% on tax. I am repeating, surcharge is 10% on tax. If the income exceeds 1 crore, it is less than up to 2 crores, surcharge is 15%. If the income exceeds 2 crores, it is up to 5 crores, surcharge is 25%. And the highest surcharge, if the income of individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, it exceeds 5 crores, then the surcharge is 37%. I'll cover up these other surcharge. So one thing is clear, that now for individual and HUF and all, the surcharges have gone up to 37%, right? Then that will affect your maximum marginal rate. A very important question for MCQs, fill in the blanks. Maximum marginal rate is the maximum rate of income tax, including surcharge and ESES, payable by individuals, AOPs, HUFs and all. So what will it be now? Highest rate of tax individual is paying is 30%. Highest rate of surcharge on tax, pick up your calculator, you can do 30 into 137% surcharge, and whatever you get into 104% tax. So put together your maximum marginal rate. This is usually asked in CA final also for assessment of AOP. Yes, assessment of AOP for members and all. How they are going to calculate the tax at maximum marginal rate? 42.744%, right? Now, very important point is, I just now told you that individuals are going to pay surcharge at 10%, 15%, 25%, 37%, right? But then these two incomes, the surcharge rates will not exceed more than 15%. Enhanced surcharge rate, okay, that is 25 and 37%. They have been withdrawn for short-term capital gain 111A, that is on shares. Short-term capital gain on shares, long-term capital gain on shares. Even if you have 5 crores, the surcharge applicable is only 15%. I'm repeating, short-term capital gain and long-term capital gain on shares, the surcharge rates are only 10 and 15%. Additional 25 and 37% are not applicable. For remaining, they are applicable. Nice, clear? For firms and all, if the total income exceeds 1 crore, surcharge is 12%. Domestic company, the rate is 30%. So surcharge is 7% if it exceeds 1 crore to 10 crores. 12% if the income exceeds 10 crore. Foreign company, already the basic rate is only high. Here it is 30, 7 and 12. For foreign company, the basic tax rate is only 40%. So they have surcharge less than Indian company. 2% if the income exceeds 1 crore and it is less than 10 crore, and 5% if the total income exceeds 10 crores. I hope these surcharge rates are helpful to you. And apart from this, education cess is anyways 4%, and I have written here boldly, it is calculated on tax plus surcharge. Put together, you have to pay education cess 4%, right? Taxes are to be, income is to be rounded off in the nearest 10, right? So 94 is 90 and 97 is 100, like that. Under section 288 and 288B, all the taxes are also to be rounded off in 10. I hope these surcharge rates are clear. I'll be coming up with my third lecture series videos that when you change these surcharge rates, your concepts and your problems for marginal relief will also change. So we'll see that in the coming videos, what are the changes and amendments in the tax rates for previous year 1920, assessment year 2021. Till then, please give the feedback. It takes efforts to make these videos, but best results, you all have been chosen to give the November 20 exam, excuse me, and bring the best of the results in January 2021, right? So wish you all the very best, dear students, and keep checking up these videos. If you like it, share it with your friends, and do let us know what are the topics in accounts and income tax. Already in the way the preparation is going on for the video for cum interest and ex interest concept, which is very confusing for many students. So I'll come up with that, but it is taking time to write all the examples in the Word and share the screen. Okay. So here, signing off now, CA Deepti Chheda. Bye-bye to all of you, and all the best to all of you. Work very hard, prepare well.